Pop.run.radio. So happy to have you guys
The
here.
besties are back again. About freaking time, right?
Yes. I'm so happy to have you home. It's nice. I mean, you went straight to work, so I'm like, I'm getting better. I'm getting used to it a little bit.
But it was only one full day and a half, so we got to play ball games for Thursday and Friday.
Totally. So tell me
about
your
week. We're doing a week recap.
Yeah, your week. I want to hear it.
I know, but my week is the episodes. We got to hear about your week.
Oh gosh, my week is just pure basketball games.
I know, and I watched them, so let's talk about them.
By the time I sat down to the last game of the week last night, I was like, I am so tired. And it's like the game for varsity starts at 7:30 p.m. when I want to roll into bed. Okay. You know what I mean?
I discussed this probably with you and with everyone on my trip. Like, why can't we start them all a half hour earlier? Like 4 o'clock start the train. So the last one starts at 7.
I don't know, because when we went to Safford, they were at 4. They were a half hour earlier.
How about when you go to the Valley on Tuesday?
I don't know.
I think they should all start earlier. When you're trying to get that many games in, it needs to start earlier, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's tricky though, because you have all these coaches that are working full time that are just trying to get there to after work.
And I say that like I can bust over there at 4.
Yeah, it would be nice for sure, but I think what's
late.
hard is I do like watching the girls' game. Like Asher's girlfriend plays, and she's so good and fun, and the teams were really good this year. And like Talia's daughter Josie, I love to watch, and then like our cousin Joe's daughter. Like there's a lot of fun people to watch, but girls basketball just is not my favorite. It's very.
I even played it. It's not my favorite.
But also like to sit through a game between the games is like I lose steam, so I get really tired, and I'm kind of like.
But you have to save seats.
But I stay, because it's like so pointless to pack back up to turn around to come back most of the time. But just
and
that.
You bring the kitchen sink.
Yeah, that middle game is kind of like exhausting, but I do try to be prepared. I have food, I have snacks, I have. We spend all our money on concessions every week. Like, we try to be prepared, but it's just that middle game kind of takes it out of me, and then I have to, like, gear up for the varsity excitement, which, luckily, basketball games are short and sweet.
Agreed.
And so that's nice, and it is really fun to watch.
And it's nice to
both
get caught
boys together, but...
We watched the girls and chat, so
that's
nice. Yesterday was fun to talk to a bunch of people in between.
And there's some really important games coming up. I mean, we play Holbrook again, which is going to be a really hard game. We got to bring it. And it's going to be in Holbrook, which is rough. But so everyone, please come to the Holbrook game because we got to have some support.
But just don't take our seats.
Just move over for me and let me have my
seat. And Jackie's whole kit and caboodle.
Yes. But my son, he comes walking into me yesterday, and his hair looks so bad.
To quote Jessie, a dirty Q-tip.
Yep. He buzzed his head and then bleached it, but the bleach wasn't toned very well because, a bunch of teenagers, a bunch of girls convincing them to do it. So him and 2 friends did it. So then we show up at the game and they just these 3 friends playing basketball look ridiculous. It was so funny. So, I'm a blonde, and I know the pains of toning hair and of wanting the certain color blonde. So I
looked orange.
I busted out my purple shampoo, put it on dry like I used to. Although I was looking back at pictures and I overdid it a few times. I was so obsessed with having a cool blonde that sometimes I made myself look like gray.
Purple.
Yeah. So I texted him and I'm like, Liam, you weren't prepared for what it means to be blonde. It's a mind bend. I mean, like, you are always obsessing with the tone of your hair, which I have kind of let that go and just embraced the warmth of my hair, and like maybe it's not, and I'm liking my hair more just like lived in.
You were dyeing it how I was dyeing it away from.
Lived in blonde, but there was a time there when that was like the fad though, to have a really cool crisp blonde, and I liked it. But so I look back at pictures of me even a year ago and I'm like, man, you were overdoing it on the purple shampoo, girl. Just take a sec, take a breath. So I hadn't used purple shampoo in a long time.
Terry.
Yeah, so I busted out my purple shampoo, put it on his hair dry, gave him a nice scalp massage. She's like, I've had more attention on my hair in the last 2 days because all these girls were doing his hair. And then this girl's mom, Laura, who was a hairdresser, or Laura, she's like, okay, come out and we'll tone it. And they tried toning it, she fixed it because it looked really bad when the teenagers did it. So luckily Laura saved, at least to not look ridiculous, and fixed around his ears and like dyed. It looks so stupid. He looks like Eminem because like he was so tan and he's like my beautiful child, and like this hair just washes out. I'm like, you don't look tan anymore. He's like, what?
Real Slim Shady. That's all I think of.
So he's taken the ball out of bounds, and no one can hear, and I'm kind of close, and I'm like, good defense, Eminem.
I saw him look at you.
I saw him crack up, but he looks like every time I see him and his friends, I just want to start singing.
But they look at you and smile.
Back again. But so yeah, I'm not a fan, but I get it because I do things funny, you know. And
in high school, I would have
high school, like at least it's not a neck tattoo.
I've had every color of hair.
Oh, me too. I was with Carly, you know, one of our sponsors we'll talk about later, but I was with her the other day doing my hair, and I showed her the red hair I did after Abe died when I went cuckoo cuckoo, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you weren't kidding, you went red." I'm like, "Yes, my hair was black when I had Liam. Definitely feel most at home in my blonde hair, but I've
been every color too,
I've gone
red,
all
blonde.
over the rainbow because apparently when I lose my mind, that's what it's like you have to have control in something. So drastic hair. But yeah, so a lot of basketball.
Tons.
A lot of sick.
22 games in January.
A lot of sick kids I've been dealing with, but overall just the usual. Like I love basketball season. I really just gear myself up. I don't get overwhelmed. I just roll with it because I love it. And you know, this is Asher's last season, and so I'm trying to really soak it up.
It makes January good.
Mhm.
I love it.
I don't mind the winter because I'm like, it's basketball season, so I'm here for it.
I don't love the wind today.
The wind is nasty, and the wind brings me these pressure change headaches that I just can't even, like, it's so gross.
It is.
Like, I had all these plans we're removing our fence, and, yeah, because Opie has his collar, and he jumps the fence anyway, so it's completely pointless. So we were going to take the fence down.
That'll make mowing much easier.
We were going to take the whole fence down and clean it up over there, but I couldn't even, like, make my kids go do it. It's too cold. They're all half sick. I'm like, it's fine. It's not like the summer. It's not like I need it, but I just...
Before summer one.
You don't usually get all my family home on a Saturday. We're usually at games, so I'm like, oh well, say la vie.
We're all together today too. I like it.
Yeah, so I'm really happy that Kaden came home with Ellie. Ellie's little sister has a missionary farewell on Sunday.
Where's she going again?
Thailand.
So will she see Eldon and Jackie there?
I don't think their mission's the same, but oh man, she hasn't even been set apart, and the church already sent her a tutor to get started on her language. And she's like, they'll be like, here, memorize this phrase, and my brain cannot comprehend it.
So when she gets set apart, she gets that.
I said that. I said, well, you'll get some extra help once you're set apart. But I'm imagining my brain trying to pick up a language. I want to learn Spanish so bad, but I also am like, you're kind of dumb. I don't know if you're gonna be able to.
We're old and dumb.
Yeah, like remember how to go back to real estate school, we had to like access parts of our brain we hadn't used in a while.
In ages.
Right.
That way, like memorizing.
Yeah.
Sitting like we read but not study.
Yeah, it would be hard. Also, okay, so we're sitting at the game last night, and I can hear our friend Jessie behind me talking with Paula because they want to go snowboarding, and I'm sitting there in my chair wheezing because Paula's so young and spry. I'd rather be shot than go get my rear end handed to me.
No.
I still remember when I learned how to snowboard as a spry, fit, adorable little teenager, and it was painful. I got used to it, but not for like horrible. 5 times, but my bum hurt so bad trying to learn to snowboard.
I have no desire.
I'm like, my tailbone
Even
could
if I
not
was good, I don't want to be
that.
that cold.
No, just the cold and the wet and the freezing, and like you have to like truly love it. And I love that they want to do it because Jessie was a really good snowboarder in high school, so I love this for them. But I remember sitting there like, do you want me to come sit in the lodge with a hot chocolate and a book, and you can just check in with me every now and then?
My boys want me to come watch them, and I'm like, you don't want to wait for me to get to where you're at to watch you.
Like, I'll ride the ski lift up and down. I'll bundle up and ride the ski lift up and down.
Watch them as they go down.
Because I remember biffing it once on it, and this guy in the ski lift felt bad for me. So I'll be the one that feels bad for you when you eat crap, but it's so hard to do, and especially with my bad knees, there's no way. Just bouncing yourself back up when you fall would kill me.
My boys do amazing. These back flips, these.
I know, and sometimes I'm like, man, Paula's just still young. I might have felt the same way in my.
When she goes out with my girls at night, she'll hang out with us in the days, and then we go to bed, and she goes out with the girls at night.
Yeah, like she's a champ because I'm like, meh, no,
and just to go play.
Yeah, that broken tailbone is not worth it for Joaquina.
That's horrible. That's yucky to you.
It's Joaquina. But yeah, I just not my
No, that doesn't sound fun to me either.
No, I don't like being freezing. I love cold weather if I'm in my bed, in my blanket, with my heating pad, like.
At the games last night, I had David drop me off at the door and pick me up.
Yeah, I like the vibe of the cold as long as I'm warm. If I'm out in the cold, I'm like, this is miserable.
Agreed.
And it's just biting this year. There's no moisture. So the cold is just.
My lips,
It's menacing.
I have all these, what is it called when you have a dry spot?
Eczema?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a little kid, card sneezing when he was little.
Mhm.
When I went to Hawaii, they all disappeared. They're all back.
Well, because you were by the.
I know, I'm just saying. I have the
Ocean.
patches everywhere. Like, I've never had this.
Ugh.
I have a prescription to get rid of them right now.
I just wish this wind would blow something in, at least some kind of like.
Yeah, you said maybe Wednesday.
Oh, goodness.
Do you want to do our ads?
Yeah,
for the
I'd
week?
love to. So I was just pulling it up because this episode is brought to you by the Furniture Gallery. Join us this winter by cozying up in a bed, sofa, or chair sold at the Furniture Gallery. Open in Arizona and New Mexico. Follow the Furniture Gallery Inc. on Instagram to stay up to date with their great deals. They do deliver. Also, we're super excited to add Double Cuddle Swaddle, which is this genius idea that our cousin Darcy, who had a really cute baby girl and had twins already, so she's, in the thick of it with the babies. And this girl was not sleeping, and she was breaking out of her swaddle, so she started to research, looked around, and found on Reddit an idea of how to make this swaddle, but she made it with materials like bamboo that are really breathable, so you never worry that your baby's gonna get overheated. And it's a double swaddle, so the arms are swaddled before the rest of it, which is such a good idea. You have to check her out. Her TikTok is double.cuddle, and then her website is doublecuddle.com, and her Instagram is double cuddle swaddle. I'm telling you, I'm so ready to buy these for my grandkids. I love a good swaddle. I love to swaddle my babies.
But how many times are our babies little?
They're little. They try to get their little hand out, and I love the idea that it's made from that stretchy, good fabric that they're still gonna be breathing in, and
Love it.
so check her out. Definitely such a good idea. Also, Rogue Salon, obviously located in Snowflake, Arizona, a salon that provides it all. They have lash services, nails, and hair. Go stop by Rogue. Check out the hair products they have in stock as well. Follow them, Rogue Salon and Spa on Instagram. And Carly, who is our girl that's there, she's amazing. She does extensions, color cuts. Follow her account to book with your hair girl, Carly, Karlee. And then also J&K Nursery, our daddy bear, starting planting. They're literally doing it as we speak this minute. They're only doing custom orders this year like they have been in the past. So to order, you call or text my dad, pay half down, and then you pay half when you pick up in the spring. And his number is 928-457-7622. So get your orders in now if you want your porches to look as amazing as, that's one flex we have. Our porches always look amazing.
They do.
From our dad's flowers. But
Yes.
funny cute story about that. Caden, because he was in town and he was on our family group text, but then they removed him from the family group text, and he's like, how dare they remove me? I should just show up because I want to surprise grandpa anyway. And he did. He showed up to start planting.
When you're
and
still
working.
young, you should get to town at 3 a.m. and show up at 9 a.m. to plant. That's impressive. And Caden used to be his little helper, so that's awesome.
And Caden's in school right now for horticulture because he wants to do landscaping and take over the greenhouse. And so he's learning right now about soils and about so much stuff. I mean, he's getting a lot of good knowledge. I think it will be really beneficial to growing in the greenhouse, but just to be back working in it is just making him so happy. I asked him, were you surprised and happy? But Dad wasn't really giving me, men are not really great with their expressions. If it were me getting surprised by Caden, I'd be like, oh my God. You know what I mean? But yeah, Kimbo Slice wasn't doing that, so whatever. But
is it running in place?
No. He'll probably talk about it for the next 6 months, but the reaction's not going to be, huge. But
nice.
Anyway, so Hawaii.
We're not.
I
sure
feel
how
like
this episode will go.
no. Listen, I'm so mature and so loving and the best sister ever. Where I'm just so happy for you.
Text me. You were very nice this trip.
I'm just so happy for you.
I was nervous to text if we should do a wrap up on this or not.
You know,
and you kindly said yes.
You know, when I go on a rant, Paula's like, I don't think they're mutually exclusive. Like, she's choosing a different trip instead of you. If you wanted to go on a trip, she'd go with you. I'm like, I know. It's just that I have no money. And she's like, if you said, let's go to Hawaii next week, she would go. I'm like, I know.
I'm not saying no to you.
Team Paula, because she's
Thank
trying to
you,
talk
Paula.
me off a ledge. Like, Jackie, she'll do both. There's not like one choice she's making over
Tell me one
another.
trip I've ever said no to.
I know, absolutely. So I will give you that this is not, you're not choosing this over me. You, like, if I would make it
I'll
happen,
just go on
you could
any
go.
trip.
Exactly. So you know what? It would in that
Thank
in
you.
that
Paula is on my side. I love you.
yes, in that spirit. Let's hear about it.
Okay, I just wrote some highlights down.
Yeah.
First of all, you need to find a friend that does all the work.
I kind of agree. I think that's what the problem is like neither me nor you want to really plan a trip.
Plan the work.
We just want somebody to invite us. Like when you guys just planned Vienna and I just had to, that was fun.
It's because David planned it.
Yeah.
Maybe
what
we
I'm
need to have
saying.
David plan us a
And then
trip.
when Maddie was kind of in charge, usually I have to be the man of the house when we're all out
So
on
you'll have to
trips.
change.
So the fact that Maddie was in charge and I was just there, I'm like, I could be a passenger princess all day, every day.
Mhm.
It's so fun. So that is one of our problems is neither me nor you want to really
You're right.
take
you're
the
right.
bull by the horns.
And we need someone to start planning 6 months in advance. That's what we do.
Exactly. And who does that? Neither me nor you.
Because
so.
we planned these tickets last September, October-ish.
Yeah, so who's your big planner?
Emma Williams,
Okay, Emma.
formerly Hatch.
Way to go, Emma.
So funny story to start with. We were eating at lunch and I was using my card to pay. So I passed, the waitress was down there by her, so I handed her it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was gonna pass it down to me to sign, and I'm like, well, you just sign so I don't change anything. She said, what do you mean change anything? I'm like, I don't wanna change anything about our trips. And she looked at me confused and I said, I don't wanna have to do anything. You sign my name for me. Put the tip on it too. You gotta make this a very lazy trip. I can't
This
even sign
needs
my
to
name.
be the perfect trifecta of nothing. Atta girl.
Yes.
Did she make it happen for you then?
Yeah, she did. She signed my
Perfect.
name and added the tip, so.
Perfect.
And she, I think, likes it, but she likes input, and we're not great about input, so we're gonna try to be better about activities.
So when you are the one in charge, don't leave them hanging. But
Yes, so
could
we're,
somebody just take charge? That would be great.
We're to the
Talia,
point-
this is my message to you. You have to take charge on our trip
she
because
sends us a Google Docs of votes of when we want the
Mhm.
plane trips,
Mhm.
like red eye, morning, nights,
Mhm.
and activities like every other day, daily, what kind of that stuff.
Mhm.
So some of the main trip highlights for me was the road to Hana.
What is that? Is it, you said it like it was supposed to be something that was really well
It
known,
is.
but I didn't know what you were talking
Let
about.
me pull up the T-shirt that says what it is on it. It goes a big, huge circle.
So you were in Maui.
Yes, we were in Maui, and I have a T-shirt that says what it is. It says I survived the road to Hana. It's 52 miles, 617 curves, and 56 bridges.
Oh,
So it's an all-day thing for the 52 miles.
is it in car?
Yes.
Okay.
And they do tours, but who wants a tour?
Yeah.
But Cody did tell me about this app. So let me tell you what the app is. Because the guy talks while you're driving. And he'll be like, because there was tons of stops. And we had to narrow down the stops or we would have been there for
Another 6 hours.
probably another day or two. And had to camp on it. So she sent me the name of the app. And the guy talks as you go. And he'll be like, okay, over here to the right, if you want to pull off, this is a good place if you have kids to stretch. And it's a little
Oh.
hike. And then between he does stories or Hawaiian songs.
Cute.
And then he says, here is 3 waterfalls and tells where they got the names from them. And he says, this is when you do want to stop for sure.
Okay.
So we just picked some highlights of places to stop. But that, I'll say the app and we'll post it. Great suggestion.
Smart.
And then when there was no more stops, he just told us stories about the Hawaiian Islands. Like how they came to be.
I
how they
love
were
that. I would
conquered.
love something like that.
And I don't know how he times it where it's perfect on your drive. Like, does he connect to your maps? I don't know.
That's awesome though.
But he would say like, not a lot of parking here. This is where the tourists don't want you to take over, so let's just not stop here because this is their favorite swimming hole.
I love that.
So,
Like the
loved it.
locals, you mean, don't want you
Yeah.
to take over?
Or he'd say there's not parking here, so if there's people parked here, don't be one of them. Like, this is illegal and it's dangerous, so just drive slow past this waterfall. Do not slow down or do not park here.
Cool.
So
That's such a good idea.
it was worth it because we don't want some rando in there trying to take us on a tour because we wanted to still chat the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So on that we went to the Black Beach that was from Volcano a volcano.
Okay.
It's super fine.
Is it stain you soot or is it just black?
It's just black, and it gets
Okay.
really, really fine. And the bigger rocks are super, super soft. But it says all over, do not take any rocks.
Oh.
So I'm gonna play how to say it because we let Emma say everything. She went to college in Hawaii for a while, so she kind of knows how to pronounce things. So I'm gonna play it. I was gonna try to say it, but Paula says it's okay to play it.
Yes.
Okay, so I think how you say the black sand beach is Waianapanapa. Waianapanapa.
Fun. It looked cool. The pictures you sent.
It was
just the
kind
color.
of a dreary-ish day, so we were planning on swimming a lot to a bit because we all had our suits on for all day. And is there anything worse than wearing a swimsuit all day?
No. I didn't realize you weren't allowed to be in your.
Well, I wish we would have just worn our regular clothes because we thought we might swim, but then it ended up being cloudy and overcast. So we went to all the waterfalls and stuff, but nobody swam. Too cold for us. So that kind of stunk because being in the swimsuit all day, no bueno.
So you would rather have just been dressed and not swam, just maybe chilled.
Yeah, because we did wade into the waterfalls, but we could have done that in regular shorts.
Okay, I'm glad to know that because I saw you in your suit and I knew it was all day and I was wondering if you swam
it
a
was
ton.
miserable.
Okay, so next time wear
Had we
clothes.
gone in the summer, but we'll never go in the summer because we always want to go in January when we're cold.
So just wear your clothes.
Yeah, so if you go in the summer, you'll swim for sure. Too cold in the winter. But what was interesting on this road to Hana, so the day before we had gone to church. So when the fires in Maui came,
I was gonna ask you about that if you saw that.
yes, we did see that.
Okay.
And so when the fires came, a lot of the people, the Hawaiians that lived there were like, devastated, and then there's all these tourists happy and wanting to be there. So it was kind of hard because tourism is a lot of their money.
But they kind of wanted some peace.
Yes.
Okay.
So they started a visitor ward. We went to it, so they have somebody from there. It's just a visitor ward every week. 300 to 500 people every week they're visiting. And the state president just goes through the crowd and has people come bear their testimony, and they have their own young men that come and pass the sacrament.
And there's a bishop that just devotes to that.
I don't know if it's someone from their bishopric of another ward or if it's a bishop just for that, because there was a state president there and a bishop there and young men there to do the sacrament. Best sacrament I've been to in ages. It was so good.
What did they talk about?
They just called people, or before church, thankfully, we just showed up like 5 minutes early. We weren't asked to speak, but they just had like 5 people out of the crowd come and bear their testimony.
That's really
So it was
cool.
for the moment, and the sacrament took like half the time because there was 300 to 500 people there.
But it was good because I feel like when we go to the Rocky Point ones and people get up and talk, it's annoying. And I'm like, I don't know.
So it wasn't an open meeting that 5 million people went to, so we still ended after an hour. There's no second hour because it's a visitor's ward, so every week. So then the Hawaiian people aren't offended, but then they're still getting their tourism money.
That's smart. I like that. If my word was taken over every time. Because to be honest, even like during the celebrations, when people are there, I love it. But they also like, it's like a circus and they think that we're like a joke, kind of.
Yeah, so I liked it. It was interesting. I really loved it.
Okay. Sorry, my kids are like fighting with Paula's kids. I gotta get John over there to separate them.
No, that's fine. So anyway, so we see all these people at church. We didn't meet any of them because we just went in, sat down, and then left. Then we saw them all along the road to Hana everywhere.
Oh,
They all
cool.
looked familiar.
So like, hey, we saw you.
Hey, what's up?
Love it.
So we stopped at a place that Gordon Ramsay suggested, some road trucks down. That was really good.
Okay.
Pricey vacation. Go alone. Don't take a family.
Agreed. When me and John went with us, when Luke got off his mission, you know, like we loved it, but it's like, it's not cheap. Food is
Cody and I shared a plate every time. I still spent $25 a meal.
sharing.
Sharing. So it's gone up that much more since the fire.
Wow.
But we wanted treats, so we shared.
What's the vibe like? Are people nice? Are people,
Yeah,
yeah?
they were nice.
How many people do you feel like were tourists there?
Well, if the church had 300 to 500, imagine any that weren't LDS.
Just in 1 week.
But when we did our chocolate tour, I'll talk about that in a minute, the owner actually gave us the tour randomly, which is not normal. And he isn't Hawaiian, he retired there. And he said that it's just crazy because now the government's building these temporary housing and they're paying the rent. So people are charging $11,000 a month for like 800 square feet. So it was already outrageous rent, but since the government's paying the rent, people are jacking the prices up. So it's just outrageous over there. So that's why else the food was that expensive. So even worse than when we went with Luke.
Wow, that is a lot worse. Dang.
So there's a lot of burnt places, but a lot of places are building back really fast.
Crazy.
but you can definitely see where the fire was.
Where'd you stay?
We stayed at a resort this time.
Did you like that?
We've done both and I like it. For when we're gonna spend a lot of beach time, I liked it. In Kauai, we didn't stay on the beach because it was a rainy season, so we were doing more activities. But since we were on the beach a lot of the time this time, it was good to be at a resort. And because then we could get a lot of lava flow drinks.
Well, yeah. I was just gonna say, like, was that inclusive of any meals? No,
No,
just the.
but it was nice to have the bar there to get our drinks. Yeah. So the Black Beach was one of my favorite. The app, and then there's a famous Sandy's banana bread on the road to Hana. And we asked her, she only makes it from like 6 a.m. till noon or 12:30. She makes 400 to 500 loaves. So ours was piping hot. Charges $8.50 a loaf, and charges extra for butter. So we all got 2 loaves. She's making bank there because the land has been in her family forever.
Get this, another podcaster that I was listening to
Mhm.
this week goes with her husband to Hawaii every year, and she said that they were on the app too and said, oh, we'll just turn around when we're coming down for Sandy's bread.
And it was gone.
It was gone, and it alerts you on the app when she's sold
It alerts
out.
you on that app.
I
This
think
is an
so,
all-inclusive
yeah.
app. So do I just need to start making banana bread exclusively every day? Jackie's banana bread.
Can you believe it? But then she sells like hot dogs and smoothies and stuff, but all we did was banana bread.
How was it?
It was delicious. I put one home, I wrapped it up in my carry-on blanket, and it made it home safe. I was like, if it's famous, I ought to take one home.
You wrapped it up in your blanket?
Well, and then I put it up in the thing when I took my blanket out, and it stayed
Oh, I'm
safe.
like, what about your blanket? You
What
gotta use it.
No, and then it stayed safe, so.
No one messes with my
When
blanket.
when I woke up at noon the next day, because we got home so late, I just ate a few
Chowed it
slices,
down.
and it made me happy.
Love.
But it was
I
hot
love
when you
banana
bought
bread.
it. So yeah, we got ours on the way, so we were safe.
So get it on the way. Don't
Get it
try
on
to
the way,
wrap
don't get it on
around.
your way home.
Okay, fair. Good advice, Paula.
But it was just delicious because it was random and it was kind of a chilly day, so to have hot banana bread and
Yum.
whipped butter, delicious.
Yum. Love.
We also did the swap meet, which was much smaller than the one on the Oahu. I liked it. It was shady and it had nicer stuff. Like I got my girls and I these bracelets that are handmade. The lady designs it, prints it out,
Yeah.
makes it. She made homemade swimming suits that a couple of the girls got. They had a lot of pearls for sale, so I found some black pearls for Jackie because she's been claiming her soul is black this year.
Yes, I'm wearing a lot of black this year.
Black's her theme.
Yes.
I'm hoping that between therapy and all the black that you'll be white next year. I'm gonna get you white pearls next year.
No, it's fine. I'm just.
I had to
I'm
send
in
you a
my black
picture
stage.
though, and I was like, "This isn't turquoise. Are we breaking away from turquoise?" So she added a piece of turquoise, and now it's really pretty.
Yeah, I use it as like a chain for my turquoise piece, and it's perfect.
Mhm.
I love it.
I'm regretting that I didn't buy a set for me.
Yeah.
Because I was just trying something different this year. I was like, I'm just gonna do little things. So I was able to get Milo a little guitar pick holder and like 5 picks
Oh, cool.
with
Smart.
little.
Because he's doing guitar
themes on
lessons.
them
Yeah.
and,
What else did you find souvenir wise?
I got a couple I got 3 t-shirts for Paula and Mom, and then the like Luke and Rachel and stuff. I got them pineapple candy. I just did very basic this year. The only shirt I got was the one that we all got matching. This is the first year we've ever got matching shirts. It was the Road to Hana one.
Love it.
Yep. And I just had a few funny stories. We quote Dumb and Dumber a lot because it's our era.
It is. We quote it a lot too. Me and John quote it a lot, and our boys don't know what the heck
Do
we're
we
saying.
remember how dirty that is?
It's horrible.
So
It was on TV the other day, and I was like, "What the?"
we sat down, we're like, let's watch it. First of all, our couch was not cozy. So when you have 6 girls lined up on an uncozy couch like this at like 10 o'clock at night.
Not very fun. Yeah.
But we used through the entire thing, filthy dirty. But everything we quote, when it's just one line at a time, doesn't seem as dirty.
Yeah.
So dirty, but hilarious.
Yes.
So we were quoting it, so we're like, why don't we just watch it? I haven't seen it in probably 20 years.
Yeah.
Laughed our heads
In
off.
cheer, we said big gulps, huh? Well,
Mhm.
see you later.
See,
like
there's some
every
good
day.
one-liners that
Oh
aren't
yeah.
dirty, but there's some very dirty.
Oh yeah.
And I see it much more at this age than I
We
did
probably,
at that age.
how naive we were in high school. We probably missed half of it.
Oh, that's what Kelly was saying. She's like, I didn't know what half of this meant then.
Exactly. So you rewatch it and you're like, oh
Yeah, my
no.
kids will not be watching that.
Well, it's like when I had my kids watch The Sandlot when they were like, 8 and 10, and The Sandlot even has a bunch of cuss words, and I would be like, ooh. Now The Sandlot is like child's play, but yeah,
Dumb
when
and
they were
Dumber is
little.
still not child's play.
No,
It
Dumb
was
and Dumber, no. And don't go watch Dumb and Dumberer or whatever it
Oh,
is,
it was
because
a
you know
shame.
that's going to be 2020.
And it was not even close to funny.
I didn't see it, but I'm imagining.
Okay, and here's another one. I have my friend Rochelle. She doesn't have, her high schoolers haven't taught her any of the slang.
Oh my gosh.
So she walked out in the cutest outfit. I'm like, hey, fit check. And she's like, Megan, I'm the least fit person here. It's like, Roach, you look cute. That's what that means. And she's like, oh. She starts posing for me.
Fit.
She's like, I am so not fit. And then I was like, the rest of the time we all taught her slang. So we taught her sus, fit check, full send, slid into the DMs, and bussin'. I said, you go say these to your teenagers and you'll be cool.
I love it.
And I found out that Tebecca is a funny video junkie.
Really?
Oh
like
my gosh.
she's
She
a dank
sat in
memer.
the corner and watched videos and giggled like a little child and sent them to us. These
That's
Jessica videos.
What?
I'll send you one. She's in love with this girl Jessica, or this little black girl that talks big crap about Jessica. Hilarious.
Okay.
But these things I had no idea about.
That's hilarious. I love that. Tebecca's a secret memer.
She is. I had no idea. And then we, as we're driving to Valley, it was Tebecca, Kelly, and I was trying to show Tebecca something on Instagram. Couldn't see a thing, and Kelly's like, let me get my readers.
Readers? You've reached that era as friends.
And so she hands me the readers. I put the readers on. I could see perfectly. So,
shut up. Do you just need readers?
well, I have these progressives on right now, so I just need them stronger down low, which I have an appointment in February.
How are we so different?
I don't know.
It's crazy.
But she had 150 readers and I could see perfect.
Like
And
I could read your entire thing right there.
I forgot my glasses, so I bought some readers. So me and Kelly and Cody all in bed had readers on.
Like I could read everything in your book right there.
No.
From here.
No. Dude, you gotta try on the readers, you'll wheeze. I had David try them on last night. He was like, oh my gosh, I can't see a thing. So and then I looked up and I saw Kelly taking a picture of me. I have the readers on, sunglasses on my head, which I didn't know, and I looked at 1,000. I'm like, oh, this is embarrassing.
I love it.
So we've reached the points where we talk about readers and bowel movements. So that's where we're at in that
Okay.
relationship.
Okay, I like it. You're in your 40s. Here we
we're in our
go.
40s.
Here we go.
So that's how our trips are going. But
That's so fun.
it's shocking that people are so shocked that we are still friends from high school. Everywhere
because
we
it's
go.
very rare, number one. But number two, I think what's interesting is it's like you guys went around the whole moon. It's not like you were besties all along. We're all in the trenches when we're in
Yes.
kids. But it's like you all became financially stable
And we
to
all
the
had our
point-
kids old enough able to leave.
to the point where you can wrap around the moon
Yes.
and you're back together again.
And people left and came back.
And I think that
Their
happens.
kids grew and they came back.
Yeah, that happens more often than you think. Like I look.
You reconnected later.
You reconnect, yeah, for sure. And then when you're all in the trenches, and it just kind of depends on life circumstances, you know.
100%.
The people that I've reconnected with, it's because our kids are all doing stuff together. We're at sports games together. We're at, like, it's kind of just depends on.
You're right.
Yeah, but it also, you're lucky because you have a friendship group that there's some initiative.
Yes.
It takes initiative, and if
It
you don't
does.
have anyone taking initiative, it ain't gonna happen.
You're right.
So
'Cause at
I
first
get
we
that.
start
I'm not an initiative
No,
kind of
me
girl.
neither.
So it's my own fault if I don't have that.
Mhm.
But you have a couple that are just like, let's make this happen. We got this, boom,
Right.
boom, boom, and so it happens. You know
At
what I
first
mean?
it started out, let's just get together at Christmas. And then we're
Mhm.
like, oh, we can do this monthly now that more people live here. Because at first people were just coming for the holidays.
Mhm.
And then people started moving back.
Mhm.
And then we're like, we're cold, let's go on a trip.
Yeah.
But you're right, it just all swung around. We didn't do that for 15, 18 years. And then it reconnected.
And if you're in the trenches of kids right now, just know that things will change and evolve because you'll start to get out there more with
Because we
your
have a
life.
couple of friends that had kids later and we're
Mhm.
talked about, like, I hope they can join us, one
Yeah,
day.
yeah, they'll come back around too, hopefully. But it's just different.
Because
You
you
know.
are reconnected with some now. At the game last night, you were sitting by a few of them, so.
Yeah, for sure. And
And it helps that we had a small graduating class.
yeah,
Like, we had some people at church take a picture of us and they were shook, but they're like, oh, well, our class had 5,000 graduating with it. We're from a small,
5,000.
well, I'm just
Their
making up
class
a big, it
did,
was like a
yeah.
big class in I'm making a number up, but a huge class in California.
Like Paula, how big was your graduating class?
I just made up a number. It's probably like 1,000 at least, though.
Yeah, we had like what, 200,
Yeah.
150.
Yeah. So it's easier to, from a small town connection.
So do you guys feel like you'll do Hawaii every year, or do you want to branch out?
We discussed that because one year we did Puerto Rico, so we've gone 4 years now, and the beaches are definitely calmer in Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
The Hawaiian beaches in January are just big.
Everyone's
wavy.
cold and want to be out there.
But the good thing with that was the beaches were warm, except that one day that we did the road, but and there were turtles. I don't care if I swim,
Mm-hmm.
but there was wells everywhere.
Mm.
Just watching the wells. So I guess it just depends if you want to swim.
Mm.
We have a couple friends that do want to get in and snorkel and swim, so we need to go somewhere else if we want to do that. Because
Gotcha.
Hawaii is where they do all the surf competitions in like this time of year.
Mhm.
Like the North Shore is huge for surfing competitions right now. So,
Yeah. And it's part of the United States, so it's not
So
gonna be
half of us love
cheap.
to swim and beach, and then the other half love adventures. So it just depends. But we also did a chocolate factory tour, which was really cool. But
Yeah, you brought me home some chocolate. I gotta
you
get
have
it.
to taste it because if your chocolate's bitter, they're crappy beans. Dark chocolate's not supposed to be bitter.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
practically a chocolate.
You're like a chocolate connoisseur now.
I really am, and I keep
love
telling
it.
David, and he was looking at me like, "What do you think you know?" I'm like,
why are we
the
still
boss
talking about
actually
chocolate?
took us on it. He made some heart thing invention, sold it, and retired on Maui, and then got bored after like 3 years. So he just started researching cacao trees, and now makes chocolate, and everything he makes profit he just donates.
Because he had that much money.
Can you imagine?
Man, can he donate it to Joaquina?
No,
At Joaquina.com.
I mean, we're practically, we didn't even note on his little whiteboard that was around the corner, and we had such a big tour group that there was this whiteboard, and we made some notes for
I
him. So
love
maybe,
that. I love that. How fun.
but we were supposed to tip the tour guide. I'm like, do we tip a rich person? Because usually the tour guides are like young, you know, college age students, and he just ended up. He was there, and he's like, I'm gonna take this tour.
Cute. So that's fun. What was an interesting fact? Do you remember?
Just that it's not supposed to be bitter, and his chocolate tastes a little different because cacao trees like a lot of moisture, like a tropical setting, and he started growing them in Maui, which is a desert on that side of the island, and so he has to water them himself and things like that, so it just has a different taste. And I don't know, he's just a purist. Like, he won't milk a lot of like Hershey's and stuff. They'll cross-contaminate like milk with dark, and so if you're allergic, it'll say on the back, may cross-contaminate. He has like the milk here, and you don't mix them.
Interesting. I'm gonna go take it out of the fridge so I can try it.
Sit it on the counter for 10 minutes.
I know you told me that, so I'm like, we shouldn't have put it in the fridge at all then, because I never remembered. And then I'm like, yeah, I'll do
He
it
said
tomorrow.
if you keep it in a wine cooler, you can take it out and you read it right away for all the taste buds to be mixed right. But if you leave it in the fridge, you set it on the counter for 10 minutes, but no more, no less. So set a timer on your watch.
Okay, I got this, mister. Anyway, I love that. So,
Very fun,
yeah.
but too short. But we still have some single moms, and
Right. Back to life, back to reality.
I sing in that song every year when we get home. I was like, don't sing it.
Everybody, we need your help because we need you to follow our YouTube. Please.
We have this freaking amazing prize, and we've got a lot, but we need a lot more.
Well, yeah, not even that, but just we need to start monetizing to just pay the stuff we need to do every month, like
Yes.
the like.
And we go around
the
telling people say
publishing.
they love it, but then they don't
Yeah.
go do our.
No offense, but
follow.
you're getting a little bit of a lecture because if you're listening to this, we need you to go subscribe to our YouTube channel because then we can start running the ads we need or whatever. But it's just because no offense or anything, but we can't pay for this out of our pocket. We love you all, but not
We've been
that
doing
much.
100 episodes. It's
Yes,
time to,
yes, and we love when you stop us on the street and tell us stuff, and we love you, but yeah.
yeah, we want to take it to the next level, so help us out.
Yes, please subscribe, and Paula always links that right in our profile, so that
Paula's
would be
sticking
awesome.
working for free 99.
She really is like
she's a saint.
Paula needs paid.
David, we've all been working for free 99.
Oh,
So
yep. Anyway, thank you for listening, and
Yes.
Megan, glad you're home.
glad to be back.
So,
Yeah,
thanks.
love you all. Peace out.